Hello, today I'm reading chapter 3 of Strange Boys, Sallyface, ex-female listener. And warning, there is a slur in this. It is the F slur, and I obviously changed it. I just said gay instead. So I hope that's okay. But yeah, I just wanted to say that in the beginning because, But yeah, also, most of this chapter is in Sal's point of view, but I will say when it switches from, third point of view to Sal's point of view, I will say that. And then, yeah, I hope you enjoy this chapter. Enjoy! Chapter 3, School. School had started, and you weren't really a popular kid, though you did have Larry, Ash, Todd, and Chug. Okay, maybe you were, but you didn't consider it like that. You hung out with everyone. You were even close friends with Travis at one point, but after he started calling Todd names that you didn't want to repeat, you dropped him. He started calling you a freak for your eye color, but he stopped when he realized that you didn't really care for what he had to say. You were waiting for Sal by your door. He walked out and gave you a slight wave. Ready for your first day? He scoffed. Yeah, sure I am, he said sarcastically. You chuckled. Larry and Todd were waiting in the front. Finally, you guys took forever, Larry groaned. But you just got here too, Todd said. We laughed as Larry tried to deny it. You all got on the bus, and of course people stared at Sal, but you didn't pay any attention to them. When you all got to school, you all got handed your schedules. You looked at Sal's, then yours. Holy crap, we have 4 classes together. His eyes widened. Really? You nod. We sadly don't have 5th or 3rd, which is probably PE in science. He shrugged. At least I have a friend in most of my classes. Larry then grabbed his schedule. Yes, dude, we have 3 classes together. Larry high-fived him. Sal had Ash in 2 of his classes and Todd for 1. Well, at least I'm not going to be alone, Sal said nervously. You chuckled until you heard your name being called. You turned to see your other friend group. I'll be back before the bell rings. See you guys. You wave and walk over to the other group. Sal's POV. Yasmin walked off to another group. Yeah, she's kind of popular, Ash said. Nah, she is popular. Larry looked at me. But don't worry, little dude. She's still the same person she is out there. She just bounces around from group to group. I nod. The school day began, and I noticed throughout the day a yellow-haired guy was glaring at me. I ignored it, but Yasmin seemed to notice him. Who's that? I asked during lunchtime. Oh, him. That's Travis. Don't ever talk to him, please. He's not the best person out there. She spoke with a bit of anger in her tone. The school day ended, and I was waiting for Yasmin outside the classroom. Who's that freak you're hanging out with? I heard a voice from inside. I looked in to see that guy Travis talking to her. He's not a freak, she simply said. Then what's with that stupid mask that he's wearing? Yasmin was still grabbing her stuff and trying to get out of there as quick as possible. It's a prosthetic, dumbass, and don't ever insult it. She zipped up her bag. Whatever, he's probably just gay like your whole group. She put her bag on her shoulder and stared at him. At a fast pace, she stomped on his foot. Keep in mind, she was wearing Doc Martens shoes, and she made sure that the heel part made the impact. He screamed and went down onto the floor in pain. Don't ever disrespect my friends like that ever fucking again. She stomped out of the room, but when her eyes met mine, they softened. Ready to go? I was shocked. Yeah, but you okay? She nodded. Like I said, he's not a good person. We hung out for the whole day, but I couldn't help but admire the way she defended us, even though we weren't there. To be honest, I was scared she'd be different since she was popular, but no, she's still the sweetest girl ever. Hey Sal, you want to take a walk with me? I look to see the eyes that held nothing but kindness. I nod. We walked out and walked around the apartment. Do you like the night sky? She asked. Yeah, I like it. It looks so peaceful up there. She hummed in agreement. I used to always fall asleep watching the stars, always so pretty. My eyes wandered from the sky to her. She glowed beautifully in the moonlight that was so breathtaking. I didn't realize she was still talking until I saw a hand waving in front of my face. Earth to Sallyface! I snapped out of it. Sorry, I was just... She giggled. It's okay, Sal. She placed her hand on the left side of my mask. I was staring at you too. She giggled again. I blushed slightly. What a flirt she can be. She looked adorable when she was having fun. However, a shout of her name stopped the fun. We turned to see a lady with her arms crossed. Oh, that's my mom. She gently grabbed my hand, and walked over to her. Hey, Mommy, have you met Sal yet? Yasmin asked. She nodded. Yeah, I had a bit of a run-in with him on my way to the apartment. It really was a run-in. We both weren't looking where we were going. Oh, okay, well, we just wanted to go on a little walk, then I'll be up. Yasmin smiled, though it seemed a little forced. Her mom nodded, and I didn't miss the smell of alcohol on her as she left. Yasmin was super tense and kept watching her mom as she left. Hey, is everything okay? She looked at me and nodded with a smile. Anyways, I have to head back home. I think Larry would like to see you before the day officially ends. I nodded and waved at her as she left. I stood there watching as her figure went out of my vision. What is this feeling? Yes, I know it's a crush, but I had the same thing with Ash and now it's gone. But it's different with Yasmin. I shook my head and went inside, going to the elevator. I was thinking about her when it opened at the basement. What I wasn't expecting was Larry standing in front of his door with his arms crossed. Oh, hey Larry. He looked a bit irritated. Wow, so I didn't see you at all after school, and now you're just gonna say, hey Larry. I nervously chuckled. Sorry. I scratched the back of my head. So you and Yasmin. He looked at me, and that's when it clicked. He thinks me and her were a thing. No. We're just friends. I stuttered, flustered. He gave me a cocky smile. Then why are you stuttering? I froze up. It's nothing like that. Me and her just hung out. And who would even want to be with someone like me? I mumbled the last part, but he heard me. Don't let her hear that. She'll smack the shit out of you. But she's a good pick. Not my type, but I think you two will be perfect together. I kept thinking, maybe I do want to be with her. It's still too early to ask her yet. I've known her for a few months, and I've barely just started going to school with her. Larry seemed to agree with me, and we went into his apartment. We played games, and it was quiet till I broke it. What does Yasmin's mom do for a living? Larry looked down. I don't really know. She always has formal business clothes on, but I don't even think Yasmin knows. Though I do want to mention to be careful around her mom. She's not the best person, he answered. Why? What happened? I asked. It was right when they moved in, so her parents were still together. For the first few nights, you just heard yelling from them. Mr. Addison told my mom to tell them to shut up. Of course, I never heard them from down here, so I got nosy and went up to see. Right when the yelling started, I opened the door, and that was surprisingly open, and her dad was yelling at her, and her mom was just sitting on the couch watching TV as if it didn't bother her. My eyes widened. Did you hear what she was getting yelled at for? He scoffed. About everything and anything, honestly. He didn't like the way she laughed, he hated the way she talked. He pretty much just said that he hated her and wished she was gone. I felt bad. When did they get divorced? Larry sat there thinking. I'd say a month after being here, though I heard that they never turned in the papers, so I guess they're still somewhat married. Larry shrugged. Oh, I didn't expect her parents to be like that. Yasmin is so nice, and her parents are the exact opposite. He nodded. Something had to have happened before they moved here, and that's why she's the way she is. I laid back on his bed, remembering what she told me about the red-eyed demon. She told me she saw him, Larry looked at me. You mean the red eyes? I nodded. She's been seeing them ever since they came here, she said. He muttered shit. Well, we got rid of him, so that should be the end of it. I nod and then get up. Well, I should head back home. He nodded and I left. Walking up to my apartment, I looked down the hall to Yasmin's apartment. I hope she's okay. I walked into my room and got ready for bed. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this chapter, even though most of it was in Sal's point of view. Yeah, I hope you I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day, night, evening, whatever. Love you guys so much. Goodbye.